Yo, welcome back. It's another episode, y'all. Neighborhood CEOs. I'm John. I got my guys in here, Bird, Lionel. Fellas, how y'all feeling?
What's going on?
It's good, brother. How you feel, man?
Yeah, we can't complain, man. Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
want to
yeah.
hear it. We ain't gonna no complaining, man. Hey, we got special guests, man. We did a quick meet and greet, man. I hit him up and hey, he ain't give me no pushback, man. He said he gonna come on and share the platform with us, man. As y'all can see, man, big Seville guy, man, big Charlottesville supporter, man. His was 434 of the Ville 434 page is it go crazy all season through all the sports, man. So you have it in the basketball, all the other sports, football and all of that. He covers it all, man. So we got Josh Morales in the building, man. How you doing, man?
Thankful to be here, man. Thanks for giving me the platform.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, so we talked a little bit, man, but give us a little intro, man. Before we get into all the ball and the social media stuff, man. Just tell us a little bit about you, man. Where you from and how you got into which sports you into, man.
Yeah, so I grew up in Charlottesville. I've been in Charlottesville my whole life. Never lived anywhere else. Grew up, born and raised here. Fell in love with basketball watching my sister play. She was playing basketball over at the Covenant School. That's when I first started watching basketball. She was playing varsity girls basketball freshman to senior year. And so I was going to all those games, going to all her games. And they had some hoopers there. Like it wasn't just like any other girls varsity basketball team. Like there were some hoopers on that team, like Emily Maupin, a girl who's playing professional basketball overseas now. But I grew up watching them play. When I was like, 8 to 9 years old, that's when I started watching basketball, watching her play. And I just loved the game. Like I just loved watching the game. I immediately fell in love with the game. Grew up playing basketball with my brothers. I have two brothers. Grew up playing basketball against them, 1v2 all the time. They would always be two, it would all be 2v1.
Yeah.
That's why I'm better than both of them now. But
There it
yeah,
is.
so I grew up watching my sister play. Uh, and so I used to, when I was at her games, I used to have my mom's old phone and I would sit there and commentate it, pretend to be like a commentator, pretend I was like, calling the whole game.
Yeah.
I would keep the stats and everything. So that's kind of where my love for the game came from. And then I didn't start playing basketball till I was in seventh grade. I was in seventh grade.
Yeah.
Played basketball from seventh grade until my junior year. And I didn't really start taking it seriously until my freshman year. I didn't play much my freshman year, but I got in the lab during my sophomore, like summer between my freshman and sophomore year. Got pretty good. I was six man coming off the bench my sophomore year, where we won a state championship. And then my junior year, I was a leading scorer. And so after that, I wanted to like play at the next level, play at like the public school level, because I was playing at Regents, which is kind of a small private school, so they didn't play a whole lot of like crazy competition. So I transferred to Albemarle. I ended up playing football there for Coach Bi. Great coach, love Coach Bi.
Yeah.
I played defensive end and holder. I was a holder for the kicker. But then the end of that year, end of that football season, I was playing scout team wide receiver, and ball came up. It was a little too high, so I planted my foot and tried to reach out for it. When I planted my knee just gave out.
Damn.
And so I thought I tore my ACL. So like I was just grabbing my knee. I was like, dude, like it felt bad because I know how those injuries look, those non-contact injuries. So I thought I had torn something. So I was sitting there for a while, almost 2 weeks. Didn't know what was going on. Had to get an MRI at UVA. And so it was right at the end of the season. So I was right in between the start of basketball tryouts at Albemarle and like the end of the football season. So I was waiting on an MRI. I couldn't try out. I couldn't do anything without, my knee being all right, and I couldn't walk. So I got the MRI back eventually. Turned out I didn't tear my ACL, that it was just a hyperextension. Like I hyperextended my knee super bad, and apparently my knee just hyperextended a lot.
Yeah.
And that was the first time it happened that bad. And so that's what the deal ended up being. But I missed the start of basketball season. So I tried to get on the team, but it was too late. That team was loaded anyway. I mean, like I consider myself a pretty solid basketball player, but that Albemarle team was stacked. I mean, I don't know if I actually would have ended up making the team anyway.
Yeah.
But that was the end of that. I mean, so that was kind of tough, losing a sport that I've been around my entire life, dreaming, playing,
So did
especially when I
you
was just at my peak. Like I was just getting good at it.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you feel like that was gonna be like a big year for you or for the team, or you know what I mean? What is like
Yeah, I mean, I think
to make it? So what was that kind of year
right.
you think that kind of year was going to be for you?
I mean, who knows? I mean, all you can do is say what if, what would have happened.
Yeah,
Um, I I think I could have contributed on that team. I mean, one of the big things that Albemarle team was missing last year was having a point guard, like a true point guard, and that was what I do. Like I'm a guard. I pass. I should knock down open threes. That's what I do.
yeah,
And so, I mean, I think I could have contributed. Come off the bench, been a backup point guard. Done something for him. But I mean, hey, that's all you can say is what if now. So I don't
yeah,
really dwell on that at all.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, for
but
sure.
yeah, so that happened, and then after that happened, I was just kind of sitting in it, having a pity party for myself, being like, "All right, what am I gonna do now?" And I'm sitting there in the kitchen with my dad, and he's like, "You're pretty good at social media stuff. Like, you should do like a basketball page for Charlottesville. There's never been anything like that. You should do that. Just for basketball. That's your area of expertise.
Yeah,
So I was like, "All right, I'll do it." So I'll just try it out. See how it went. Because if it wasn't gonna take off, then I wasn't gonna do it. Because I
yeah,
didn't have super high expectations. But I made the page that night. Next day, I just made some rankings, made some graphics and stuff, and it just took off from there. I mean, it just grew pretty much overnight, over like a couple of days, over a week, just grew up to 1,000 followers in a week or two,
damn, man.
and it just took off, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at that page, man, and I first, like I told you, I looked at it and I used to always see it, but I'm like I see you got a lot of, you got a big following, man. It only been like a couple years, right?
Been about a year and 4 months. Yep.
A
Dang.
year.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
This
crazy,
this
man.
just started last year,
Oh,
Yeah.
which
So
I knew
is
I didn't see it for a while.
amazing.
Yeah, I knew I didn't. I mean, I ain't been. I'm always like I went to. I'm a So you say you a patriot? You consider yourself a patriot? You're
hey,
out.
once a patriot, always a patriot. That's what they say.
Yeah. Well, hey, I used to be a Red Devil, but I'm a Maverick, man. So you know the Mavericks, right?
Miller
Yeah.
School.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
He's a lion first though, man.
yeah, man. I moved around, man. But yeah, I was a Lion, and then I went to I went to put a collar shirt on and went to the went to go on the hill, man. But I never saw it, man. But I'm always tapped into whoever when Miller's playing in this season. I check them out all the sports, and I check out all the the local high school sports. But I didn't know. I thought it was some type of platform that had been for 5-10 years, man. But now that it was like that fast, man. So your dad must have knew something, man, because hey, I mean, you built it up a lot in, like you said, in just a short period of time, man. So that's shout out to you for that, man, because it's definitely. I mean, everybody uses that like the Bleacher Report, man. Like you know what I'm saying? That's like a go-to. When I'm looking for my highlights or my who won what, I know at some point in the night I'm gonna be able to see who did what. So hey, you the man behind it. So man, hey, shout out to you, man.
No, for sure. I mean, that was the idea is that, because when I was playing basketball, and if you were a hooper, like, like if you were playing basketball, you wanted to like see yourself up there.
Yeah,
You want
yeah,
to see yourself on Sports Center. You want to see yourself on House of Highlights. And obviously, if you're playing high school basketball in Charlottesville, Virginia, you're not going to see that.
nah,
But I was trying to be, a step down from that. But,
yeah,
a place where you could go for all that, like you were saying, for the final scores, for the highlights,
yeah,
for the rankings, for everything you need to know about basketball in Charlottesville in one place,
yeah.
and have it clean and, consistent content. So
Yeah, it's nice, man. So
that was the goal.
a dope platform, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. I remember, being a young athlete. When I was my freshman year in college, man. I was actually getting some playing time as a true freshman, and I tore my ACL right after Christmas break. So, kind of the same, circumstance that you went through. And I know as like, being a young man, like that was one of the like most depressing times I had in my life, man. That I can think of, coming out of that mindset and just kind of bouncing back so fast and showing that resiliency, man. What was the motivator for you?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, it's a lot of my parents and a lot of like my siblings. I mean, I grew up 8 siblings. That's a lot. There's a lot happening all the time, right?
Yeah,
So you can't just dwell on whatever's going on around you. Like whatever happens, like it's out of your control. Um, so I was just trying to be, where my feet are, be where I'm at in my life. Like I can't do anything about that. It's out of my control. I did everything I could to be on the team. That didn't work. So there was no point for me in just sitting around and doing nothing. I was like, still got the rest of my senior year. I got a knack for social media and I got a love for basketball. Like, use it, you know?
Mhm.
So it wasn't much of a
Right.
question about, sitting around and dwelling on it because there was nothing else I could have done. So it just felt kind of natural for me.
Good, good.
Yes, that's solid. That's solid. Man, I can tell you're one of my homies, man. He always say you're the young veteran, right? And I'll pass that to you, man. You're the young veteran. Like, you're very wise. I was learning more about you, and hey, man, you into quotes and a lot of wisdom, and when you were talking, I'm a quote guy too, as Raymond and John probably tell you, right? I'll throw a quote out there in a minute. But one of the quotes I live by, right, kind of what you just spoke to, is kind of start where you are, use what you have, do what you can mentality, right? Hey, man, I'm good at this. I love that. Let's put it together. So it's beautiful to see, you kind of like, let me, like Raymond said, man, tap into my resilient bag and make something happen for myself and look at what I've created. So within this mass success, right, that you have, acquired, and you're still building, man, it's early in it. How do you stay on the grind? How do you stay motivated? Because you've seen success. I think sometimes when we see success, we could take the foot off the gas, right? But how do you keep the foot on the gas? How do you stay motivated? How do you stay consistent?
I mean, it's definitely tough. I'm not going to say that I haven't had a lot. I mean, everybody's got those moments. I mean, y'all know doing this podcast and whatever, like, there's going to be times where you don't want to do anything. And that's
Yeah.
literally everything in life ever. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what you're doing, you're going to have days where you don't want to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think it's more of a discipline thing versus motivation. Like, if you're a
Mm-hmm.
disciplined person, it's not going to matter whether you have motivation or not. You're going to do it. You're going to get it done regardless of how you're feeling about it. And some days, to be honest, I don't have either of those. And so
Yeah.
it's something. And so sometimes, I mean, I think personally, my content took a step down from last year and wasn't as good as it could have been. I mean, people still think it was good, but I have pretty high standards for myself and what I do. And I think I could have done better this year, but that's a thing for next season. There's every year that I do this, every game, every week I'm doing this, I'm learning more about it and what I can do better. And so, yeah, I think it is just a motivation and a just discipline thing.
Discipline.
If you can have both of those working hand in hand, then it's gonna work out for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's hey Lonnie, I always got to bring him up, man. But like with Ball Hawk, man, he says that a lot, and I don't really used to never like differentiate between the two. But the motivation, he'll say that's gonna come and go, because you ain't always gonna be motivated every day. It's like, say you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to get in shape. Well, some days it's gonna be like, I don't really feel like it, but the discipline is like, it don't matter. It don't really got nothing to do with your feelings. Like, your discipline is just like, I know I got something to do, so I got to show up, every day and do it. So I think that's, like you said, man, you got to have the discipline, even when the motivation ain't there, when the drive, or, what I'm saying? That's why they tell us, you can't really chase, do something for yourself, because if you're doing it for, somebody that's, say you're doing it for like haters, you're doing it for your family. Well, hey, those people, sometimes that ain't going to be there. But if you just doing it because, you just know, like, hey, I'm locked in on what I got to do. I'm trying to, do this, prove this to myself, accomplish something for myself. And then that discipline is like going to take you further than any kind of motivation, because that stuff going to just come and go, man. Like, we ain't motivated to go to work every day, but the discipline to get you up and go, because that's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man.
No, yeah, and I think also being like, you have to make allowance for people's critiques and people's doubts. Like, there's when I was in sixth grade at Regents, I memorized the poem called "If" by Rudyard Kipling, and I've posted on Instagram before, and I got it tattooed on my leg. And it's the first four lines of it are, "If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, and if you can keep your head about you when everybody's losing theirs and blaming it on you." So, like, I used to repeat that to myself in the locker room before basketball games, and I keep it with me now. That's why I got it tattooed, just because it's like, if you can trust yourself to what your ability and what you can do, then you don't need any of that outside noise. but you got to filter some of it in and out, because if people have good critiques and good things to say to you, you got to listen. So part of what I do is just being able to accept harsh critique and good critique, and just being okay with it, and being able to change my platform and do what I need to do to make it better for the people. Because at the end of the day, all it is for the viewers, right?
Yeah.
It's for the followers. It doesn't got to do with my pride or what I want to post. If people want to see this, I'm going to post that if I have the ability to, So, yeah,
That's a good
a
one,
big
Lon.
quote guy,
Came up with that
I
one,
told
Lon.
you the young veteran right there, man. Young veteran right there, man. I repeat game.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's but that's important though. Like you said, that the doubters or the people critique, you gotta be able to take that in, because whether it's good or bad, it can be beneficial to you. It can be helpful. You can take it and you might not like what somebody says what you did, or you take too much praise, it's gonna make you might take your foot off the gas if everybody's telling you that they love it. But so that's true, man. That's my kid ain't in the 6th grade yet, so they ain't heard that quote. But I'm gonna make sure I check it. I might try to get that to him, man, so I can get that to him now, man, before they hit the 6th grade, man. But yeah, that's a wise quote, man. That's a good one to, if you're gonna have one,
Nice.
that's a good one to live by.
Yeah, that whole poem, man, there's some good stuff. And your kids gonna learn some good stuff at Regents. They gonna make your kids memorize things, and it's gonna stick with you. That's one of the things that stuck with me since
Already
6th
did.
grade. I'm not gonna
Y'all
say my
had
whole life, because I'm still
yeah, you had y'all have what's it called, recitation? You had that? Yeah.
Yep.
I just went to theirs Friday, man. I ain't gonna lie. When
Yeah.
they took me to school there, when I went to visit, I was like, man, this ain't the school for my kids, man, because they was kind of like chanting stuff, almost like one of those movies, man. So I'm like, man,
Yeah, nah, I get you.
I don't really want my kids. Like, this ain't where my kids need to be at. So we went to the second visit, and I was like, I wanted to. I'm gonna see it the second time, so it was a little bit better the second time. I doubled back, man. So it's straight, it's cool now, but I ain't like it at first, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man.
I feel you, bro.
Trust it, man. You had to trust it.
Trust the process.
I had to spit it back, man. But it's good though. I love it. I love that. I love the school.
It's gonna give you good habits. Like, I didn't like it at the time, but looking back on it, I'm like, oh, half the stuff I'm doing now is because of what I was doing then. So, like,
yeah, I like it, man.
it works out.
You got help them get a gym in there, Josh, man. So once they can start playing the home games, man.
They were telling me they were gonna have a gym when I was in like 6th grade. So, hey, you gotta talk to Coach Johnson over there. Coach Johnson, he's a good man. He definitely go talk to him.
Yeah. I wish I had it. If I had it for him, I'd get him, put my name on it, and I'll go ahead and get one for him. But I ain't got it yet, man. So we working on it. Yeah, man.
So
but,
you got
Bert.
you got a real big weekend coming up, man. And I know it's a lot of build up to this game. So how are you feeling about things right now, man? And have you been checking off all your boxes? And of course, you're gonna have some little hiccups on the way, but how have you been maintaining the steam, pushing forward, up until Friday?
It's definitely hectic. I mean, again, I'm not a professional in doing this kind of stuff. I mean, I'm only 19. This is only my second really big event.
That's crazy.
So I'm learning everything as I'm going, obviously. And having Wes Bellamy there for everything is fantastic, is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, when I first reached out to him last year, I mean, probably a month or two after I started the page. So it was like December or January of 2024 through 25. And I said, I want to do All-Star game, but I didn't have the funds or I didn't know where to start even with it. And so I reached out to Wes Bellamy, and I was like, hey man, he didn't know who I was, knew nothing about me, but I reached out to him and I was like, hey man, can you help me out with this? And he was on board, helped me get everything done. He was huge with everything. And so having him, watch, like, have my back and help me plan everything has been huge. I mean, any small details, anybody, you need a PA announcer, you need a DJ, you need this, you need that. He's got all of that. He can find somebody in a second. So having him, work with me has been definitely the biggest part of it.
Yeah, man.
But there's stuff to do all the time. This year has been more hectic than last year, partly because I'm trying to do a girls game too.
Yeah.
And there's just something about trying to get a girls all-star game together versus a guys all-star game. It's two different animals, man. Like,
I'm sure.
there's a lot more to go into it, but yeah, it's
So
getting done. All the details kind of came together today, but yeah,
that's good. Sounds
We
like
we
it's
commend you,
growing.
man. We commend you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was just saying, man. It sounds like it's growing, man, which is good. From the first
yeah,
year, second year, adding a girls' game, and hopefully that also means grows in participation and people coming out
yeah,
checking out the event. So that's solid, man.
yeah.
Um,
Last
you know,
year, last year,
not go ahead, go
last
ahead.
year, I didn't really know what it was going to be like because I didn't promote it a whole lot. Like looking back on it, I should have promoted way more
Yeah.
to make sure to get the word out. But it kind of seemed like, also I got most of the good players from Charlottesville in it, which is the big thing. I got the two 4 stars we had. I had Chance Mallory and Ryan Crotty both playing in it, who were both 4 stars going to, Power 4 schools.
Yeah. Another
So
man.
having them two play in it was huge. Yeah. And so shout out to those guys because obviously if you're a 4-star recruit, you don't have to go play in everything you get asked to do, but
Mhm.
especially Chance. I didn't know Chance super well before I started the page, but he's been super helpful. Just, being down to do anything. I asked him to play an all-star game. He was cool, like big supporter of the page. Him and his dad, Joe Mallory, have been really helpful. So shout out to them. They're great
Chance,
people.
Chance is coaching. He's coaching this year, right?
Yeah, he's coaching. Yeah, him and Desmond Roberts are coaching.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Ryan Crotty. That's another Maverick, man. In case y'all ain't know, man. He's a
Yeah.
Maverick too.
The Virginia 3-point state record holder.
Yeah. Yeah. He can shoot
Yep.
it. Yeah. He shoot.
He
They
can
say
shoot it.
he shoot the cover off the ball, man. He's at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Oklahoma State.
Yeah. 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 So how did you get when you say? I know you talking about West, man, and West like we had West times, man, and I just saw Wes at the tournament. He just put on a BCIC tournament last weekend. So I know you know what you're talking about when you're saying he knows all about that because he started from, I'm sure, I don't know who he reached out to when he was first starting stuff, but you're right, man. Whatever you need, that type of thing, like he's always like he's on point with it, man. So he definitely he willing to help and whatever. But how did you get when you reached out to him, how did y'all come up? Did he come up with the thing for the Tonsler versus Seville, or how did y'all come up with the idea of the two teams to have in the game?
Yeah, so I kind of proposed that when I first talked to him. I was like,
Right.
so if you're gonna help me do this, like let's make this a group thing. Because if my page is big, right? But the Tonsor League has been around a little longer. People know the Tonsor League, that's a familiar thing. So let's make it a group effort, put both of the names together. And so that's gonna be big, and that's big for the community in general. Because Tonsor League, you got more, you know, adults, you got more older people who play in the Tonsor Leagues, not much high schoolers. And you're combining the high schoolers, future Tonsor League participants
Yeah.
with the Tonsor League and both. I think that's a big thing. Having both those logos on the jerseys, I think just brings a whole other level of community to it.
Yeah. That
So
was smart though. That was smart. That's a good way to get Wes in, man. That's a good way to get him to buy in, man. Put that Tonsler in
yeah,
there too, man. So
yeah.
yeah, that's what's up, man. So who go
You
about
got
pick,
to
where the picking the teams come in at? Like who picks the I saw the roster. So how did y'all go about? You just go look at who did what this year, or how did y'all go about? Was it you picking the teams, or who was in charge with putting the roster together?
Yeah, so we did a voting poll. So we did like a voting poll. About 75% of the rosters are voting poll.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other 25% is basically me just you doing an eye check because I'm the one who goes out to all the games, right? Like I'm the one who's seen all the talent.
Yeah,
So I know the list of 20 players, the best players in Charlottesville, off the top of my head. Yes. But I kind of have a good idea of who should be in the game, who should not be in the game. But the voting clarifies most of it, but
yeah,
I mismatch, where I need to. But the voting, we had almost 3,000 people vote in the
oh, yeah.
All-Star voting for the rosters this year.
Mm-hmm.
So the rosters are pretty much set. And then sometimes, players, that's the big thing, probably the most frustrating thing about trying to organize something like this with high schoolers is that something's always coming up, right? So I put out the date for the All-Star game in December. I had everything set. I was like, all right, guys, it's going to be Friday, April 3rd. Me and Wes talked about it in September, and we got the date, the gym, everything set so that I could tell people, make sure that they were going to be available if they wanted to be. But, there's always last minute things coming up. I've had probably 4 or 5 guys opt out this year because of AAU or just other things.
Yeah.
So you got to adapt to that. But
I had one of my another guy from Miller. He thought he was gonna play. I don't know if he really was gonna play, but he said he had AAU tournament too. Odita. He was
Aldita, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I haven't seen him on the roster, but we had played. We do a little open gym on Sundays at Miller, so he was up there with us, and we was messing with him about like why he wasn't in the game. So, but he said Wes had said he was gonna put him on one of the rosters on Tonslers or something, but I think he got an AAU practice that day, so he ain't gonna be able to be there. But look like a
yeah,
good,
that's what he told me.
like you got it balanced up good, man. So it should be a good game, man.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited for it. We'll see. I'm hoping it's a packed house. Should be, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be packed. It's gonna be
yeah,
nice day Friday, man.
yeah.
Plus,
Good
you got
Friday.
2 games. Yeah, you got 2 games. So yeah, it should be packed, man. I'm gonna have to get mine before I come in. I was thinking I was just gonna get them at the door, but I might got to get them before.
Yeah, you need to. We'll see. Let's see. Last year it was like because it was only one game, right? And
Yeah,
so people were showing up ish, but at the start of the game, first quarter, I mean, there was only a handful of people here and there through the stands.
yeah,
But it's like people were at the game and they were like, "Yo, you got to come to the game, check it out."
yeah,
And so like by the third quarter, I mean, it was packed, but like people started showing up, through the first half. And then by the second half, the whole gym was full.
yeah,
And so that was crazy. Watching that all take place was like an out of body experience because I mean, obviously it was just an idea in my head, and then it
yeah,
just kind of showed up, and then you got all these people coming here to support something that I made
yeah.
was just surreal.
We had the
Yeah.
buzzer beater. It was a buzzer beater for last year, right?
Yeah, Jaden Brown from Stab, who wasn't even supposed to be in the game originally. He was filling in for one of his teammates, DZ Coles,
Yeah,
who was gonna play in it but had an AAU or something or other. And so I asked JB to fill in, and he balled out and hit the game winner.
yeah, man.
Cool. That's what's up, man. So you speak on a lot of the things, man. As a young man, 19 years old, you speak on a lot of the things like Lionel had thrown out, man, being a young veteran. A lot of the things that we talk about a lot, and one of those things is discipline, and being where you're at, being young. What's the trajectory for yourself, man? What do you see for yourself in the future? I know if you can see for yourself doing anything, you're coaching right now. I know you probably want to stay in the sport, but what's the trajectory for you? Like, what do you see yourself in the future, man?
My goal is to reach the highest level of basketball media there is, right? So I'm like, I know what my dream job is. Like, I want to work in the NBA on an NBA team working on their social media team.
Yeah,
That's my goal. I've known that since I started this page. I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take it all the way as far as I can, as far as this page can take me.
yeah,
I'm gonna use that as on my resume as a portfolio, and I'm gonna go get up to the highest level that I can. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep the Ville. I'm gonna kind of keep the Ville under my name and keep pulling the strings for a lot of this stuff. But I'm hoping that for this next fall season to be hired at the college level of media. So on a sports meet on like one of a sports team, really anything, basketball, football,
yeah,
whatever it is, on the creative media team for the sport or for the team. So that's the goal. That's the next step. And then obviously I'm trying to work up from there. I mean, ideally, I would work at House of Highlights overtime. Overtime would be a dream.
yeah,
Yeah.
mhm.
But I think I can do it now. I mean, I think I could do that job. I got it. If I just need an opportunity, right? I'm 19. I didn't go to college. I don't plan on going to college, but I have a pretty good resume for somebody my age. Like I know what I can do. I just need an opportunity to do it.
yeah,
So
Awesome, awesome, man. Back in our day, we didn't have social media and things of that nature, and the ideal job for someone like you, and I say this because you're coaching too. The ideal job for someone like you in that space in basketball was the video guy. The guy was just cutting up the practice videos and things of that nature. And Eric Spoelstra, that's how he started. He was
yep,
in the video room,
yeah,
and and from there, he just worked his way and ended up becoming a head coach, man. So you know the opportunity for you out there right now, especially you're focused on knowing what you want to do, is very grand. And I mean, more power to you, man, and everything that you know put in your mind to, brother.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And I
Hey,
also I also
go
love
ahead.
to I love coaching too. And
Yeah,
after our first game when I was coaching middle school, I came home and told my dad I was like, I'm gonna coach. I'm gonna win a national championship in college basketball being a coach.
yeah.
So once I'm done with the media stuff or however far that takes me, I'm gonna settle that back down and start coaching.
Mhm.
And I think I'm a better coach than I am at anything else. So that's
That's
also a dream of mine.
Yeah, but you can do both, man. Once like you
mm-hmm.
said, you could probably the 434, the Ville page. I ain't gonna say I don't know all the inner workings, but it kind of runs itself right now. Everybody knows about it, as far as in this area. So you could, let let somebody handle it, but you still your thing. And you could do the coaching, or you can do both, man. But I like we talk about it sometimes, man. I think in your case, it's like exceptions, man, because everybody tell you when you're young, try to do different things. Like don't just focus on one thing. But I think you doing it the opposite. I think it's the right thing, man, because you already said like this is what I want to do. So it ain't no trying. Let's go try this. You in the
Right.
basketball, you in the sports. You want to do the media, the social media stuff, or the coaching. So that's all in the same lane. And I think that's like important because hey, you ain't taking no, you're not getting sidetracked. Like you know what you want to do. So it ain't about, you know what I'm saying? Lionel Ray, back then they would tell us, don't put all your eggs in this
Like eggs
basket.
in one basket. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But when you know, then you know. So I feel like, I can tell like that like, nah, this is what I'm good at, man. This is what I'm gonna do. And the traction and the buzz that you got so fast, man, it's like it's almost like a line for you, man. Like nobody else, it shouldn't be nobody telling you like, man, I don't know if you should maybe want to think about this. Like, you on the path, man. So hey, I think you definitely got it right, man. Hey, and I know some people, man. I'll put the word in at Miller for you, man. I know you're a patriot, man. I'm gonna put the word in. Maybe get you video social media guy at Miller, man. I don't know. It might not be in your it might not be in your cards, man. But I'm gonna try to put the word in for you, man.
Yeah, I've talked to Coach Merriweather quite a bit over there.
Yeah,
He's been looking out for me. He knows a lot of college and NBA guys, so
yeah,
he's
yeah,
been looking out for me too. But I got a lot of people in my corner, so like
yeah.
I feel like something's gonna come up eventually. Like
Yeah,
I'm just trusting, I got unwavering belief that it's gonna happen. So
got you,
I'm just
man.
gonna stick around and keep doing what I need to do, and it's gonna happen.
That's what we like to hear, man.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Nah, man, your faith is everything. And you said something on your page. I think it was maybe the last pod you was on that is inspiring. I'm a mental health guy, man. I'm a therapist, right? So, um, a lot of times, we don't consider mental health as being a thing that we have to keep in check as we're chasing our goals, right? As
Mhm.
we're doing the work. Um, so you talk a lot about and I'm just for the listeners, who don't know, man. You said something that was, I'd say, a quotable, man. Check on your friends, right? Reach out to them. Um, how important is mental health as a whole, man, to you? Just in terms of how you keep yourself level, but also, what's that look like as it look like in terms of how you support people around you.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a huge thing for people our like kids especially guys my age. I mean, guys from age like 14 to 19, 14 in your 20s. Anyway,
Yeah.
any mental health in general for guys is just an interesting subject, right? Because
Mhm.
guys our age are being told a whole lot of different things all the time, right? You want to be this, you want to be that, you want to be cool, right? You don't want to be, you don't want people to see you as a certain type of way.
Yep.
But I think the biggest problem with people my age is that and like any age for guys and guys, girls, anybody, like mental health can just look a whole lot in different ways. Like it might not be just looking sad all the time or having a rough day and being down. Like people can take it out in other ways. If you're struggling mentally, right, you might be angrier than usual. You might be mad. Like people see a certain side of like mental health problems and they like that side, right? The side that's sad, like I'm here for you, like I love you, this, that.
Yeah.
The other side of people lashing out and being angry and not being themselves, lashing out at other people, right? Nobody wants to talk about that side and nobody's gonna be there for people like that. And
Mhm.
so, when I was in high school and I was playing basketball, especially my junior year, just priding myself in being a basketball player, having to perform, having to do this. And when I wasn't doing that, it made me angry. And so like not being myself around my friends, I'm lashing out at my friends and I had to deal with a lot of that alone because people are like, all right, well, you're just a bad person. You're just this because you're acting this certain way. But it wasn't like, are you good? Like, why are you acting like this? Like, there's got to be a reason for it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just, I think it's just a tough subject because, it's easy to be there for somebody who's being quiet or being sad or but
Yeah.
people don't see the other side of it, especially, in the NBA, you know, NBA, NFL, you got guys who are clearly going through stuff and they're making bad decisions and people are very quick to judge somebody for doing something stupid once.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, you can tell that guy's struggling. Like the whole Jaden Ivey situation in the NBA recently. Like that man is going through something, whatever it is. Like he's saying whatever to his team, whatever. But you can tell like that guy, like there's something heavy going on in his mind. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a tough subject. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
could speak
is.
on it a lot. I got no shame in speaking on it whatsoever because if you're afraid to speak on something, like I probably like you'd rather say something that might think people would make fun of you for versus sitting there and doing nothing and having people go out left and right and being like, oh, I could have done something, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, we got to break the stigma around it. So I'm happy that you're speaking out on it, being 19, young, where your image is everything or can be everything. How you present to others, and so it's good that you're normalizing, and that's what we got to do as men, as people in general, is to normalize mental health because I always talk about it like, hey, we all just one crisis away from losing it all,
Yeah.
just crashing out, right? And so mental health is on a spectrum. So if, hey, you just never know. And it's like this, like you can have a bad day at work. And John, you gave this analogy one day, the treadmill is on a 10, on incline. You like, oh, what's going on? So it could just be that one thing that can like, all right, I done told everybody off in the crib and now ain't nobody want to talk to me, so absolutely, man, it could just be something that small or something else as well that's more serious. But all in all, we got to normalize that and normalize process and emotions. So man, you are definitely um, a gift to your generation. The things and the messaging that you're putting out there is going to definitely serve the test of time. So hey man, you gotta keep putting it out there. But that's solid, that's real good.
I appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, I think the big thing for like, I want to be somebody that like people can rely on, like be a rock for people, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I got 8 siblings. Like every each and one of them I can rely on for anything. Like they are like the rock core of what I am. And so I want people who know me and have a relationship with me to be able to like rely on me 100% all the time. Like I can, and again, I've talked to people, a lot of people that I've met and made relationships with in this, doing the Ville and everything. All those people can rely on me, can call me up anytime. And I'm going to keep it 100 with them and do whatever they need me to do and help them out whatever way I can. So just again, because it doesn't need to be, again, I said this in the other podcast too. You'll being there for somebody doesn't necessarily mean just being like, hey, are you okay every once in a while.
Yeah,
It
man.
can mean they're just being there, showing up and just hanging out. Like you don't got to say nothing. I mean, you can just sit there and play 2K, do whatever. Just being
Mhm.
there with somebody can be a whole difference between somebody having a life-ending night versus having a chill night with you, right?
Yeah,
So,
it's real.
yeah,
You know what's wild? And before you go, John, and we may be able to relate to this. Is like when you get older, it's harder to make that time to connect with your boys and your friends.
Yeah.
So even just to pick, I mean, it shouldn't be that hard. I don't know if John Ray, I have different feelings on this, but it shouldn't be that hard to pick the phone up and check in and rap or say, hey man, let's pull up, let's meet up. But I feel like when you get older, you got kids, you got businesses, job, what what I mean, it just becomes almost impossible,
Yeah.
or it just feels overwhelming because it's like, all right, I'm gonna make this move, but it is just that simple. It is just that simple as you speak on, Josh. I think older men, we can overcomplicate things sometimes and not just simplify it and just pull up. So
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
man. Because I remember back in them days just pulling up. Like those are good
right, yeah,
times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had a lot
yeah. I
of
can't.
my bad, Josh. You had a lot less responsibilities than them days, Lionel. So that pull up was easy because wasn't nothing at home waiting for you to do. You had no responsibilities at home waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yep.
but
Yep.
yeah, and it's like
Yep.
we talk about the 24 hours, man. Like you got a lot of time, man. So as you get older, you get more responsibilities. If you care for that brother or that friend, like we say we do, then hey, you got to make, you got to use those 24 hours, man. Not that we're gonna, I'm gonna wake up early, go check with Lionel, but if I got stuff to do, and me and Lionel, me and Bird, we said we're gonna get together and we're gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do, get together and have a cup of coffee. We're gonna have a drink. We're gonna get something to eat. So I'm gonna make sure if I got stuff to do, if I really want to be that guy that, like Josh said, I want to be that guy where if somebody I know they're going through something that they can count on me, you make time for it, man. So you make sure you get stuff done. You prioritize your day, man. So I still think, like I said one time before, man, if you look at your whole day and you say, you got a lot of time to do stuff that you really don't feel like you got time to do, and you're spending time doing stuff that you probably didn't need to do. You know what I'm saying? So while we scrolling or while we, surfing the net or while we just, just BSing watching whatever we watch on TV, some stuff, we gotta have time to kick back and relax. But if we want to show up like we say we do, when we know somebody that we are close to is like struggling or dealing with something, or we just ain't heard from them in a while, we know their situation, man. You got to make that time. So I think we all could look at our day, look at our lives, and say that we got time to make time for like people if we wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So who are you rocking with March Madness, man? Who you got in the tournament, man? How things looking for you?
I mean, I knew Duke was going to lose in the Elite Eight. I knew for a fact. I knew for a fact they were going to lose early. So yeah, I thought it was going to be Arizona from the jump.
Yeah.
Just because Arizona got in March Madness is all about experience and people who have been there before, people who played in big games before, because it's just a whole other beast when you get to that level.
Yeah.
Like you can be a freshman dominating the regular season, but you get to March Madness, it's just a different kind of pressure. And that showed, especially with Duke. When you get down to the wire, when things aren't going your way, when you start playing in a tough game like that, it's a whole different breed. You can't dominate the same way you used to. And so it takes somebody, a veteran, who's got guts to be able to perform at that level. So that's why I didn't think Duke was going to make it far. But it's going to be between the winner of Michigan and Arizona is going to win it all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I'm a Carolina, I'm a Tar Heel basketball fan, so I wasn't mad when Duke lost, but but I didn't think they was gonna lose though. I would have. That's a sick way to. I wouldn't want nobody to lose like that. That's a sick way to lose, man.
It is a sick way to lose.
And
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
Yeah, like
mental.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, man. That's your last game. I know they always say like the one and done guys. Well, they don't care. They going to the league, but that night,
yeah,
you sick. I don't care if you going to the league, you be the number one pick that night.
You
lost, man.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't wish that on them. But since we lost a 19-point lead, I ain't mad that they did. So, but
how you feel about Hubert Davis being out over there?
He had to go, man. He had to go.
Yeah.
I ain't really think about it.
For his head.
Yeah. I ain't really think about it until I started reading. Really, we ain't had a good season in like 5 years. Like as far as tournament, the first year we went to the championship, up 15 points at halftime and lose to Kansas. So that was what he could have stole. You're supposed to take that. You ain't supposed to lose. But then after that, we don't go out of the first round. We missed the tournament one year. So I just think with the NIL, if it wasn't NIL days, he would be good because he still gets. We was out with our best player too, like top 5 player in the country. But you got up 19 points without that guy, so you should be able to hold on to that game. Yeah, but I just think, as far as for me, if I'm a young kid, Hubert just ain't fly enough, man. You want your coach to have a little swagger. You know what I'm saying? I like Calipari, those guys, man. That's the guys that young guys want to play for, man. A coach with some NBA connections. You want the you want the NIL guys. Now I ain't playing for Hurley though. I don't But yeah,
Rick Pitino.
Yeah, I don't want to play with the vampire either, man. He's
a wild guy. That's a wild guy,
man. But those guys, man, they just know, man. They know, especially for like guards, man. And Carolina always have, they always got like a good guard. But it's been so long since we had like a real, like a Ty Lawson, like a Kendall Marshall, where it's like, even if you're a fan of the team, you like the player. That's why I always find like like the guy for Arkansas. Like I ain't a fan of Arkansas, but I just like his game. I just love to
Yeah.
watch him play. So,
A-Cuff,
yeah,
nah.
Yeah, he's nice.
yeah. Once we was out of it, I was like, I like Arkansas, but yeah, Hubert had to go, man. So we looking to y'all hear it right now. It's gonna be Billy Donovan, or it's gonna be the guy for Arizona coach. That's who coming to Carolina, man. Tommy Lloyd or Billy Donovan, man. That's where when y'all hear it, y'all just hit me, man.
They say they want a Carolina guy, man. They say they want nobody but a Carolina guy.
Over, man. It ain't nobody else. We ran out of all of them.
Yeah.
Stackhouse, the only guy left that I would give a job to, or maybe Wes Miller. Wes Miller used to play for Carolina. He's like a walk on. He's pretty good. He was a pretty good shooter, but nah, NIL, man. We can't keep it in the family no more, man. It's too much. Too much NIL. That changed the game, man. I mean, that's for UVA, just like UVA. UVA, they've been, they was like, I never liked that style that they used to play when, with Tony Bennett. They won, but you see the NIL change the game, man. So it don't matter what school you at. If you got a couple dollars, you can compete. You can turn your team around in a year. You know what I'm saying? So
building a roster.
Yeah. The coach definitely mattered though, because if the guys don't want to play for that coach or they don't like the way the coach, man, it's not gonna work. You can have a whole superstar team together, but if they don't mesh with the coach, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And UNC is $1 billion. I mean, they got Michael Jordan on there. I mean, they should be fine.
Mike should be doing something. I don't think Mike worried about it. He worried about racing or something, man. Mike ain't trying to help us right now, man.
Yeah. He just won three out of his last 5 races.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he busy with something else right now.
Yeah.
They said he called the Arizona coach though. They said he called him like personally, but I don't know if that was true. I saw it on social media. They said he called the coach, and they said whoever they say it's already lined up, man. So we either waiting for the Bulls season to be over to get their coach, to get Billy Donovan, or waiting for Arizona to win or lose to get their coach. That's what the word is, man. But we'll see. We won't be down long though. I can tell y'all. I tell you that we won't be down long. Yeah, man.
Shit.
But we're gonna
college like the new NBA, man. With the
oh man, that's what it is. That's what it's about though. That's kind of so. I mean, you got to get with it. And like I said, Hubert is a little too old fashioned, man. You know what I mean? He made a great assistant coach, and he was on TV. He was good. He was a good player at Carolina too. He was a beast, man, when he played there. But sometimes, man, you got to change with the times, man. So he a little bit old fashioned as far as like coaching and style and all that. So I think
for sure
it was a good decision, man. If of course we didn't lose, and he ain't getting fired, but hey, it ain't like he made it. He didn't make it. He made it easy for them to make that decision if they was even thinking about it before then. But
I think it's tough to do that though when you don't got your best player. You got one of the best players in the country and he's not playing.
Yeah,
I feel that's not really a fair assessment of his coaching ability. If you're gonna go fire him because of the end of a season where you didn't have your best player, that's kind of tough.
But the only thing is, how did we get up 19 points? We was up like if we just got smacked. Or if we just got smacked, then you could say it. But we was up 19 points, and then they just started walking us down, and he didn't call no timeouts. He didn't make no adjustments. He just didn't do nothing. So I wouldn't. I'm cool with it. Now, if you tell me that guy was coming back next year, I'll let Hubert come back next year. But Caleb Wilson gone, so you know what I'm saying. It's gonna be. And then the fact that Duke gets so many number one recruiting classes, man, they like 5 minutes away from our school. And they get the number one recruiting class every year.
Yeah.
When they just lost their 19-point lead, ain't nobody really saying nothing because they keep it going, man. So they lost the game to UConn. That's like one of the better teams in the country, man. They done won a couple championships, so that ain't VCU. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, them VCU boys can play though.
Oh, they
VCU boys can play.
Yeah. They play tough every tournament.
Yep.
VCU got one of the most underrated basketball programs in the country, and that's a fact. I mean, it wasn't just Ryan Odom over there when he was coaching. Like VCU in general is just a good program to be at. And they got Brandon Jennings over there right now, a guy who played at Richmond. He used to play against the guys in Charlottesville all the time. Yeah, he was the truth. He was nice.
Yeah, man. We'll see, man. We gotta. I like the NIL, man. They should have been getting paid, so I'm glad everybody can get paid.
Yeah,
that means it's more opportunities for everybody. For the social media guys, the Villes, all those guys, man.
Yeah.
They getting paid and we getting paid. We got an opportunity to get paid if you're in that space, man. So hey, I ain't mad at it, man. But we'll see what happens, man. But hey, man, Josh, man, good luck to you Friday, man. I'm gonna see you, man. So I'm gonna be out there. So I'll make sure I get with you, man, and come chop it up with you when I see you out there Friday, man. If I can if I can find you, man. Hopefully it's Tupac. I can't even find you, man. That's
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see.
what we hoping for,
That's
man.
all.
But yeah, man, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate your time, man. Hey, we got to get some of that Ville merch, man. Hey, if we got some time, man, we need a little bit of some touch ups on our content, man. We might have to get your expertise over here on our side, man.
Hey, let me know anytime, man. I'm available.
Yeah,
It
man.
is.
Yes, sir. But hey,
I
man,
appreciate y'all.
yeah, we appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
man. And before you roll, man, we let Lionel give you a little something, man, so you can close us out, man. Go ahead, L.
Yeah, Josh, man, again, bro, appreciate you pulling up on us. This has been a great conversation. Man, you need to get that young veteran on the back, man, because you definitely wise, and you're gonna definitely lead a lot of people to some solid futures with the youth, and only just yourself, man. But all in all, man, we like to give our guests the last word. So I know you're a quote guy. I know you're a wise guy. So if you have any gems, any keys for the day that you can bless the listeners with, what you got?
I think it would just be to stay true to yourself. Be true to who you are. Don't sacrifice anything for a little bit of fame. Like, if you make it, you make it. Be who you are when you make it. Be the same person you were before you got there, right? Don't switch up on anybody. Be the same person you were. Don't give up any morals to get anywhere else, right? Do it your way, do it the right way, and it'll work out for you. I mean, just trust yourself. Like I said before, just trust yourself. When everybody else doubts it, just trust yourself and know what you're doing. You know what you can do. Just trust yourself and don't switch up.
Yeah,
Love
man.
it.
That's not much I gotta say. Again, I'm not a huge quote. I'm not a huge quote guy, right? I
But
got a few quotes that stick with me, right?
look,
Like,
but that's how it starts. That's how it starts.
yeah,
That's how it
no
starts.
facts. I got like 3 quotes in my repertoire. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, the
And
fact you could.
my dad listens to a
Good.
lot of Bob Marley, so I go
Oh
around
yeah,
saying, "Don't
yeah,
worry, be happy all the time." That's
bro. I understand it.
Very
love me some Bob
simple,
Marley.
very simple, very
Yeah,
effective.
That's facts.
I got this book. Bob Marley's like a book of just like psalms or quotes from Bob Marley. Man, it's pretty dope, man. So it's
I
like
might need
50
to see
different
that.
quotes. Yeah,
Yeah, I might need to see that.
what I do, I'll take a picture and shoot it to your IG.
No facts. I need to see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
man.
you.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, appreciate you, Josh, man. Like I said, good luck to you, man. Again, appreciate your time, man. We're gonna we tap back in with you. Hey, again, man, and y'all make sure y'all check Josh out, Josh Morales, the Ville 434 page, man, on Instagram. Were you on Facebook, all the other platforms too, or just Instagram?
Yep, every platform pretty much. Yep.
All right, yeah, y'all make sure y'all check them out, man. And like I said, man, I'll catch you Friday, man. And good luck to you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yes, sir, man. Keep going.
Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night, man. Appreciate the
Yes, sir.
platform.
We out of here,
Yes, sir.
man. Peace out.
Appreciate you. Peace.
All right.